viewers, you're watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. Validation of National Community Health Strategy. Around the international scenes in Egypt reiterated its opposition to an Israeli invasion of Rafah. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. At the end of the 3 days of work at Kempinski Palace Hotel, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdilli, closed the workshop on validation of national community health strategy. In addition to the Secretary General of the Health, Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed, the closing session saw the participation of the World Health Organization Deputy Representative, but also the Deputy Representative of UNICEF and the parliamentarians, including Honorable Kamel Ahmed Ahmed. The Minister congratulated all the stakeholders who made their contribution in the development of this new strategy aimed at promoting the community health for the success in coming years, accompanied by an operational plan and forecast budget. This national health strategy community has already created and credit itself with the support of main financial and technical partners, the images of UNICEF and World Health Organization, campaign by on the operational plan and this national forecast budget community. The health strategy already support the main financials and all the partners such as UNICEF, World Health Organization. This validation strategy having been recorded, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdilli, declared the work of this workshop was closed. In a speech, the parliamentarian Kamel Ahmed thanked the Minister of Health for having involved the elected representative of the people for the development and validation of the National Health Strategy Community, praising the strong commitment of the UN organization alongside the Department of Health, but also the support of parliamentarians, the prefectures and civil society for the implementation of this national and unprecedented community health strategy, paving the way for a promising prospect for achieving the objective of this universal health coverage. For his part, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdilli, recalled the history of a community health strategy which dates back to 1980 when our country began to implement places the first community platform. This strategy will help population living beyond 5 kilometers from health facilities to ensure access to care for this population. It is involved more in the promotion and adoption of practices favorable to their development. Finally, the Minister welcomed the strong commitment of UN organization alongside the Health Department, but also the support of parliamentarians, prefectures, and civil society for the implementation of this national and unprecedented community health strategy, paving the way with the promising prospect in order to achieve the objective of universal health. And now in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, the opening ceremony of the 16th ministerial session of the conference, the Minister of Education and State Government for French-speaking world, known as confinement, under the aegis of the Prime Minister, Ivorian Prime Minister. This major event brought together numerous dignitaries and representatives of the confinement members countries. The Minister of National Education, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, was presented at this ceremony alongside with Mr. Mohamed Burhan Ali, Ambassador of the Republic of Ivory Coast. but also the technical advisors and national correspondent of Djibouti to the government, and also the financial director of the financial manager. Their opening ceremony of this 68th ministerial conference. The theme was for this year, which was focused on issues, strategies, and perspective of general technical and scientific education in French-speaking space in order to achieve sustainable development goals. These took place at vital importance to the host countries. The Assembly brought together the Minister of Education from the confinement members countries, as well as the representative, senior executive, and Ivorian government diplomatic representative of the countries present, and also technical and financial partners such as national correspondents, observers, public and private figures, as well as traditional and religious leaders. The 68th ministerial session of conference bringing together the education ministers of the country's members began in forces this Thursday, April 25, presenting this important meeting, a series of preparatory meeting facilitating the deliberation of the ministries, and from this Monday, the from the last Monday to April 22, 2024, the administrative and financial commissions looked into various points, including the auditor's report for the 2023 financial year, the audit and financial statement and budget for the year 2024. On the national correspondence, the members of a country examined the report in details on Tuesday. Activities from the previous years, the confinement countries action plan, as well as other important documents. They also discussed the agenda of the ministerial sessions and team proposals for the future meeting. In addition, the creation of the position of a youth representative of the confinement has presented with the aim of encouraging the participation of young people throughout their ideas and aspiration. Djibouti, representing the East Africa and Indian Ocean region, was designed to serve on the confinement office for the period 2024-2026. Mr. Ayan Usman Abrar was appointed as a general reporters of this office on Wednesday, April 23. The members of the confinement office met to evaluate the implementation of the previous decision examined in 2024 draft budget. As part of the second phase of his visit to the Kingdom of Morocco, the Minister of Labor visited the CNSS headquarters in Casablanca. This meeting allowed both parties to exchange their experience in order to seek areas cooperation in health and social protection. The discussions were productive, paving the way for close collaboration between the two countries and the two institutions. The delegation also visited the university hospital centers of Rabat, where a meeting took place between the Djiboutian delegation led by the Minister of Labor, Mr. Omar Abdi Said, and the Director of University Hospital, Professor Raouf, and accompanied by his team. The discussion mainly were focused on the possibilities of cooperations between the CNSS and the Institute of Morocco, with a particular emphasis on the areas of public health and protection of social security. Finally, the official visit of the Minister of Labor in charge of formalization and social protection ended with a meeting with the Minister of Health and Social Protection of the Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Khalid bin Talib. Still on national news, the Arhiba CDC welcome on Thursday a large delegation led by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Momin Assoui, in the presence of the regional representative of the DIF and several senior executives of the central team. This workshop led by the writers and also in front of the audience of young people or focus on the promotion of books and raising awareness among young people and less young when reading books is alongside her close collaborations and the eminent personalities of the literary family. The Minister, Dr. Hiba Momin Asour, welcomed the great success of the second edition of the book fair a day, which was thank all the population of Arhiba community and declare herself confident of the recognition of young people with cultural and literary values, while taking place at the same time the CDC of Arhiba. The animation workshop was a similar objective led by Mr. Mohammed Aden Jama, head of the book and public reading department, as part of the activities of Djibouti Book Fair Day, which the international scope in Djibouti, as well as the collection of stories entitled Center of Namad in Djibouti. The others did not fail to animate in front of several dozens of young people of Arhiba. Furthermore, these moments of interactive exchange and sharing in both cases brought together several executive members of the CDC officials and many young people from the neighborhood of Arhiba, the largest in the commune of Bolaus, and discoveries were made in this neighborhood. Family photo was taken at the end of the ceremony, which ended with a convivial atmosphere, above all, enriching experience, which benefit the CDC manager in particular, that in order to stimulate among young users the love of reading as part of the CDC. Since yesterday evening, the entertainment heavy rains have fallen in Djibouti city. This shower, which occur during this period at the start of the hot season, have been accompanied by thunder. This gentle downpour in the capitals without desolations for the inhabitants of the city of Djibouti who woke up in normal. Remember that it was around 5 a.m. today that the rain began to fall, and accompanied by a gentle and cool wind. For the duration of the downpour, the sky was largely clear. No damage reported after this rainfall expected for a few public and waters on certain main road and on that road principles intersections of the working class neighborhood in the capital, with a summer period where the climate will not be mild, and Djiboutian rather welcome the arrival of the rain, which certainly helped to lower the temperature and a breath of fresh air in this parliament. The honors delivery ceremony brings the day of Tuesday, 2024. 24. The honors headquarters at PK13 on an official ceremony of the series of handing over of the keys by the High Commission for United Nations for Refugees, known as UNHCR, and the Djiboutian Development Agency, known as ADDS. This official ceremony was held at the PK13 headquarters in the presence of the councillors of Minister of Interior, Colonel Yahya Mohammed, from the Executive Secretary of Acting Honors Office, Mr. Mohammed Ali Kamil, Director General of the agency, and also the Mr. Mahdi Mohammed Jama, the prefect of Obor, and also the deputy prefect of Ali Sabih were presented at this ceremony. The UNHCR representative in Djibouti, Mr. Sakur, and finally the Secretary Acting Deputy Executive of Honors, Mr. Hussein Shardi, in their speeches, the advisor to the Minister of Interior and Executive Secretary of Honors expressed their deep gratitude for the generous donation of vehicles granted by UNHCR and ADDS. They indicate that the delivery of equipment to the honors aims to strengthen its institutional and logistical capacity in the management of multi-phase need of refugees living in the locality of Ali Adi, Holhol, and Markazi. This large scale of track granted by the UNHCR is made up of a 3 tank and water for 2 truck to the transport refugees equipment and 1 free dump truck by the ADDS intended for the transport of food and non-food items to the refugees. Let's bear in mind that this tank and truck will be placed under the responsibility of Prefect of Faubourg and Ali Sabih, which are the reception areas for refugees population, in order to guarantee access to the drinking water for its vulnerable population. In Arta now, the ANCLD of the population rightly organized the caravan and awareness raising initiative which successfully railed the regional and municipal council under the aegis of the participation of civil society in governance and local development in Djibouti. The project financed by the European Union and was implemented by the IMF for Arta stage. This ceremony took place on April 25. This stage was led by the President of Arta Regional Council, Mr. Elmi Bouh, accompanied by his counterpart, the President of the Commune of Rasdika, Mr. Ibrahim Said, as well as the project team of the IMF and the representative of the Ministry of Decentralization. The meeting brought together around 20 participants, including local elected officials, regional elders, representative of the centralized service, and local association leaders, and representative of local representation. This remarkable mobilization made it possible to effectively disseminate the essential message of management on the local authorities and strengthen the links between regional actors and the ANCLD caravan, which is offer an awareness and dialogue session highlighting the challenges of decentralization and promoting good local governance practices while encouraging the citizens' engagement for the regional municipal development. The enthusiasm of the participants were warmly welcomed from the population in order to contribute to the success of this initiative, which remains committed to support the regional and municipal council in their requests for the sustainable and inclusive local development. The city of Tajora is taking a crucial step in its development with the launch of a drinking water supply project in response to the residents' grievance, and this was expressed to the local authorities and the head of state. This project was initiated through a partnership with the World Bank, strengthening of a drinking water network that constitute one of the first stage of this ambitious project, and the investment have been made to modernize and expand the network in order to ensure more reliable, efficient distribution across the city These new facilities and equipment have been put in place to increase production and guarantee equitable access and drinking water for all residents. The increase in the production capacity of drinking water does represent an unwavering commitment to well-being of the inhabitants of Tajura, that meet the growing need and demands of the population. These efforts aim to reach more households and ensure the continuous effort of the major breakthrough, and was greeted with an enthusiasm by the population of Tejura, who recognized the effort made by the additional reservoir and were bold to ensure a stable and reliable supply even when demand are facilitated to ensure the continuity of the access of drinking water, and work also the undertaking to increase the production and storage capacity. This commitment to the supply quality drinking water demonstrates the collective desire of the city of Tijura to guarantee a better features of the resident. The Prefect of Tajura region, Mr. Muhammad Abbas, carried out an inspection visit to the new water supply borders in the region, accompanied by the local representative and water management expert. The Prefect took a note of the progress made as part of the project in order to improve the drinking water supplies and financed by the World Bank. During this visit, the prefect was able to closely observe the two boreholes and assess their operation and their impact of community to respond the urgent need and the situation of the population. The National Office for Water and Sanitation, known as ONIA, worked day and night to ensure that these supplies and were available within the frame time, demonstrating this same time careful attention. The prefect of Tajura expressed his satisfaction with the progress made and stressed the importance of maintaining a constant vigilance to ensure the process and the proper functioning and maintenance of this infrastructure. This initiative is part of the effort made by the local authorities to meet the essential need of the population in terms of drinking water. As part of the national campaign to detect young talent, the Djiboutian Football Federation has just launched the second stage of this campaign in Ali Sabih at the high-level uh, stadium. The event took place in the presence of local authorities and leaders of a sports organization, including the president of Ali Sabih Football Federation and Regional Education Inspector Mr. Mohammed Aden. For this major initiative, the FDF mobilized for this region, and the French coach and was mandated by FIFA to serve Djiboutian footballs as well as local coach, and recall that FIFA Talent Djiboutian Talent is a program that has aimed to invest and detect this young talent. The goals is that 2026 each members association will have at least one academy or center of excellence, and it will also be used to support national team talent and identification of the level coach and structure competition for this young talent and this federation of technicians as part of the national detection campaign. In Dora now, this excitement ceremony was at its height as five teams representing the capital Tajura and the locality bordering of Dora Corridor prepared to compete in the Northern Corridor tournament. The team of Balho, Randa, and of course Dora, as well as their way to battling the out of the competitions that promise to be a trial. The participation team and officials from the State Secretary of Sport were welcomed with a great fanfare by the local authorities and the population, marking the launch of the corridors tournament. In it was therefore in force of Javelin crowd who came to support their favorite team. That this tournament was launched with the most acting and poster team Dora against Balhou. The match kept all its promises, testifying the flourishing development of regional football and the community's enthusiasm for this sport tournament. The event was honored with the presence of eminent personalities such as the Secretary General of the Sport, Ms. Khadija Ibrahim, and Director of the Sport Office, Mr. Umar Hassan Abdullahi, as well as the sub-prefect of localities of Dora, accompanied by many other officials of the members of the State Secretary of Sport Ministry. And the international scenes faced with a growing concern about the attack by the Israeli army in Rafah. The Egyptian president reiterated his opposition for the international scenes. The Egyptian president reiterated his opposition to this initiative, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, particularly the fears of a massive arrival of Palestinians of his territory on the Egyptian borders. This town in southern Gaza is used as a refugee by at least 1 million Palestinians. Egypt has already threatened to suspend its peace treaty with the Jewish state of the event of an invasion in Rafah city. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.